strategy that's called question-answer relationships. There are 4 types of questions, and we're going to talk about the 4 types of questions, and then we are going to look at some of the questions, and then you're going to work in groups to read an article. I'm going to give each of you a slip with the 4 types of questions, and it kind of summarizes the strategy. So let's talk about the types of questions that we see. Okay, the first one are called in the book. It's right there. It's printed right there. The question has some words in it that I see in the answer, and the answer's right there. It's right there together in the book. Those are the easy ones. You like those. And then some other in the book are called think and search, putting it together. It's still in the book, but it's not pieced together. It's kind of like part of it's here and part of it's here, and you've got to do some thinking in your brain to connect the two, right? Like a puzzle, you've got to connect it. And those are not the easiest questions. They're not the hardest. They're somewhere in between, right? So those are the ones that come from the book. So that's 2 types of questions. Now we have the in my head questions, and these are the ones that you sit there and go, well, it could be this, but it could be this, okay? So let's see how we can distinguish between those. It's not point blank in the story. You've got to use a little bit of what you said, use a little bit of what is in the story, and then you've got to see how does it work together. What connections can I make from my prior knowledge and what the author says and link it together to determine the answer. Those are kind of harder, right? Especially if you're reading about something you have no knowledge of. That's when you really go, oh no. All right, and then the last one, on my own. Okay, this is where you use what you have in your brain. You don't even need to read the story. Okay? This is something you probably can pull from your own knowledge. Those are harder questions, because if you don't know anything about the topic, you've never heard of it, you're not going to have a clue what the answer is, are you? But you could rule it out. So you're going to read the article, and then on the last page or the last 2 pages, you're going to find 4 questions. The first thing I want you to do, beside the number of the question, so like beside the number 1 out here to the side, tell me what kind of question is it. Is it a right there question? Answered in the article. See it right there. Is it a think and search question? Here's the answer over here. Here's the question kind of over here. I found it. And then authoring you. What can you connect about what you know, what the author has told you to make a determination? And the last one would be on my own. Doesn't have anything to do with what's in the article. I could have answered it without even reading it. So get where everybody can see. Take turns reading. You may say, hey, I'm going to read this section. You read that section. You read this one. You may read a paragraph at a time. Doesn't matter to me.
With each subsequent generation, more and more Cuban genes are lost, and eventually the species could go extinct.
Select the sentence that explains the findings of the study highlighted in the article.
Okay, so can you decide what type of question that is? Select the sentence that explains the findings of the study highlighted in the article. Is it going to be a right there, a think and search, an authoring you, or an on my mind?
Think and search.
I think right there, maybe. Select the sentence. Probably 1 sentence, and you got to put nothing together.
Okay, it might be a good idea to see if you can answer it and then go back and see if that sentence is in the article exactly as it is here, or if they paraphrased it.
For an apple.
All right, it says the result showed. Okay, so are results and findings the same thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're saying it's A.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so did you find it right there in the article? Did you have to think and search, authoring you, or on my own?
We had to think and search.
Okay, think and search means you need to put together different story parts to find it.
Yeah, it's right
It's
there.
a right there question.
Yes, ma'am.
So put right there, and then answer it A, and then move to the next one.